Today's going to be a very interesting day. And the reason why I think it's going to be so interesting is because the last few days have been relatively hot. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 here over the last few days and see what we've had. 15-minute time frame, this is what we're seeing. We have seen a drop from 521 straight on down to the price of 511. Pretty nuts to be seeing that right there. Then we went from 511 back on up towards the price of 520. Now we're going from 520 back on down to the price of 513. So it's almost like, what the heck is going on at this moment? Why are we seeing such crazy movement in the market? Well, traders, this is what we have. I'm going to get you guys all caught up right here. What we've had so far is the S&P 500 has fallen from 521 down to 511. The reason why this has happened is because we had bad CPI data. Then the following day, we had good PPI data. And now today, I just think the market is saying, man, I don't really know which way to go. I think traders are saying, we had bad CPI data, but good PPI data. Market had a dump, then it spiked back on up. Now it's dumping back on off. So it is a little bit confusing on what we have at this moment. We went on this beautiful climb yesterday, and now we're starting to fall here. So it says Dow futures have just dropped 300 points as JP Morgan shares fall. Inflation worries linger. JP Morgan Chase shares are down over 3% after the banking giant just posted its first quarterly results. So team, for those who do not know, we are entering earnings season. Earnings season is basically just like a report card. We get reports on these companies. You guys can see it's Friday. We do have JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, Citigroup, Progressive, State Street. The way earnings season always kicks off is going to be from banking earnings. Banking earnings on a Friday is the kickoff to earnings season. Starting next week, you are going to see a lot of movement in the mornings, and you're going to see a lot of movement in the afternoons. So make sure that you guys are aware that next week and the following week, we do have earnings season. You will see a lot of movement in pre-market and a lot of movement in after hours. This is usually the favorite time for swing traders. Swing traders are absolutely in love with earnings season because we are going to be getting monster moves up, monster moves on down. Remember, companies have to put out a report card to show if they're doing good or if they're doing bad. So please make sure that you guys understand that. So the S&P 500 is starting to fall right now from some bad earnings that we have. Now, how low can we go? Let's take a look over on the SPY daily chart. The SPY daily chart shows that we still have room to fall down towards the price of 508. If someone said right now, Deck, if you had to close your eyes and you had to pick which way is the market going to go, I would say there's a better chance it has to fall than it does to go on up. Why do I say that? Well, very simple. Notice what we have here, team. Notice how every single time we keep going up higher, 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 we basically hit a top, hit the top, hit the top, hit the top, but we keep progressing going higher. Now look what we had. We had our top, and now we're starting to head back down this side. So to me, it does look like we are starting to shift direction. To me, it does look like there is an opportunity that we are going to be having some sort of red candle back on down towards the 50-day moving average. Now, please understand something, guys. I am not sitting here and saying that the S&P 500 should be all the way on down here. I'm just saying I think that we're seeing a change in momentum. If I see that the market's been going up for the last 6 months and now we're starting to top out, there's a chance that we're going to start falling on down for the next few months. That is just part of the momentum shift at this time. Now, what else do I see? I see we do have a lot of strong support. It seems like right on down towards around 508, where you can see we have old tops at 508, bounce play at 508. You can all see 50-day moving average right next to 508. So the thing is, S&P 500, even if you think 508 is going to be the bottom, which is absolutely fine, there's still a $5 drop, almost $6 drop until we even get to that point. So the S&P 500 could still go even lower here today. Now, what else do we want to be looking at? Well, we have seen some pretty significant moves when what happens. Take a look right here, team. We had a very big drop. Right when we had this very big drop 2 days ago, what did we see? Very big bounce play kicking off the morning. Then we also had another big drop yesterday. And then guess what that led to? A very big bounce play. If I had to take a guess on what's going to happen at the start of this day, I'm going to guess that there's going to be a very nice bounce play back up towards 515 plus. And I do think we're going to have a lot of resistance up near around this old high of like 516.50. I can see that we bounced off of that 516.50. And I can see right here we hit top resistance right around 516.50. And I can see right here we hit top resistance right at 516.25. And I can see right here we dumped on off at 516.50. With that being stated here, ladies and gentlemen, I do think after having huge drop, big spike, huge drop, big spike, huge drop, I do think that there is a great chance that we're actually going to get a little bit of a dip buy right at the start of the day. I'm just going off of past chart history pattern. The S&P 500 here, this is basically where we're at. We are inside the middle of the channel. I think the best thing for us to do is watch for it to spike back up towards around 516.25, look for puts up towards this area for a nice fade on down. Deck, why are we expecting a spike? Because every time we've had a big dip, even all the way back here, big drop led to a big time spike. Big drop has led to a big time spike. Big drop has led to a big time spike, and we are just making the assumption that big drop is going to lead towards a nice spike. Now, with this spike coming on up, it's going to have a ton of resistance, and that's where we think it could turn. Also, this would be lining up very nicely with the downtrend that's probably going to be at up near around that 516-ish mark. So I do think that this is going to be a beautiful game plan. At the same time, we could also be looking to trade some other plays. You know, NVDA could do something similar. You know, it gets a very nice spike and be able to drop back on down. NVDA, what I do think it's setting itself up in is a little bit of this head and shoulders pattern. We have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then we get a sell-off. Notice, left shoulder, head, here comes the right shoulder, and then we get a sell-off. That could be something that could be happening coming up over on NVDA. So, traders, let's have a blast here. Let's see what comes on up on this day. NVDA, guys, getting rejected at the VWAP right now. So, NVDA getting rejected at the VWAP at this moment. Team, I'm going to do a small entries right now on NVDA and just see if this can start falling right here, right now. You can see I just jumped in, only up $60, so now $200. We have a little upper shadow right here, end of VWAP, $900 resistance. So we are getting a little bit of a drop right off the rip here, and I do want to see if this thing can be able to pay on out, if this thing could just get a nice little crack. So guys, nice little dump right now. It does have a little upper shadow, and again, VWAP resistance still holding on up. A little bit of a crack. Let's see if this thing can keep on fading on down towards new lows. Right now up $562. Let's see if we can keep on dropping. If not, I'll just take my profits. Guys, gonna get out of my play, take $465 in gains. NVDA is still just slowly fading. Still, again, just slowly dropping on down. Room to fall all the way on down towards around 886. 886 is that 13 EMA mark, and we could just continuously fade and continuously drop. Guys, take a look over on NVDA, still dropping now. So NVDA is actually still dropping. NVDA is still getting weaker, and we are still seeing this little bit of a fade at this moment, which I do love. I'm actually going to jump back in here, team, as we are getting a little bit weaker. I don't want to chase this, but I do want to see if we are going to be able to drop on down towards, you know, sub 890 here. Go on down towards that, you know, 13 EMA mark, put myself up another $200, $300, and just, you know, take profits when I have them. So let's see if we keep on dropping. Guys, just hit another new low of the day. Let's see if we can crack 891 though. So we got a lot of negative momentum. We're currently down $14. There's 890. 890. We're up $200 at this moment. Let's see if we can crack 890 here for a second. Ooh, back on up towards 891. 890.82 holding up as a little bit of support at this moment. We do have a nice little sell-off at this time. Currently up $147. Can we crack underneath 890? I'm in on my second trade on the day, looking for the 890 crack. Here comes 890 again. Low of the day, 890.38 just hit. Currently up $220. Gonna take my gains right there. Take another 150. So another quick little $150 profit at this moment. Currently sitting $605 at this moment. We have a potential new uptrend forming here. Potential new uptrend, but it looks like everything's gonna dump here pretty soon. 13 EMA is at 886, which I definitely think we might go down towards that 886 region. SPY right now, team, starting to go on down towards some new lows here. Traders, I'm gonna jump in. I'm jumping in on NVDA, looking for some new lows if it's gonna happen. Is the SPY gonna bounce here? Don't let the SPY bounce right here just as I jump in. I want to see NVDA get a little bit of that crack here underneath that 890 mark. So I do want to see a crack right here if we can get one. Obviously, it does help when the S&P 500 falls as well. If it does not do what I want, I will just get out of this play. I don't want to be holding it hoping. SPY now starting to spike on up a little bit here, team. Got to be careful on this one. NVDA looking for that, you know, nice upper shadow here. Let's come back on down towards the low 890s now. See if we get that weakness and get that drop in that fade. Here comes that 890 mark once again. Looking for a little bit of that dump, guys. We're coming and testing the bottom trend line. We're testing the bottom trend line right here. This is big for us. We're looking for that sell off and that dump. Nope, we're still holding though. Still holding. We got to crack 890 if we want to actually get a sell off. Right now it's still holding on up. Guys, I'm getting out of this position. I'm getting out. I'm taking a loss, but still staying green. I'm getting out of this until we crack that bottom line. I am not going to hold and hope. NVDA starting to fade here a little bit. NVDA getting a little bit of a drop here. NVDA, guys, starting to get a little bit of a crack. Can NVDA get a little bit of a crack? If so, I'm going to get ready to jump in here. I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in right here. Seeing if NVDA can be able to get that sell off and be able to get that fade. What's the SPY doing right now? SPY's coming on down towards the low of the day as well. So can the SPY crack and fade on off? The SPY has a bounce play at 513.50, 513.50, 513.50. NVDA at this moment. NVDA, nope, still holding that blue line, team. I'm gonna have to get out and just accept that probably because I don't want to be going down into the red and taking any unnecessary losses. I'll give it a few moments here. It did get a little crack underneath that blue line here for a second. I wanted to jump on in and give it a chance. Let's sell on off. Let's dump on down. Let's get ourselves up $1,000 on the day. I'm basically looking for this crack to fall on down towards around this orange line. Here we go. Come on now. Crack, crack, crack. Let's go all the way down to sub 890 here. We're finally getting a little bit of a dump here. Is the S&P 500 hitting some new lows? Guys, S&P 500, new low of the day. Now, NVDA cracks 890. Things are going to start getting ugly quick. We're almost getting back into the green here. Here's the first actual real crack. So we're making back that $350 loss. Here's a nice little sell-off. Let's see if we can go on down towards the new low of the day. New low of the day coming on up. New low of the day coming on up. Cracking that blue line. Now again, trying to get ourselves up in the green. I want to see 888. So we're at 889 right now. Keep selling. There's 886, 83. There we go. Let's go. We're at 83s right now. There we go. 60s, 50s, 30s. these guys. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go 886s now. So let's keep on cracking. Let's keep going lower here, guys. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's keep going lower here. 887s. Let's go 6s. Let's go. We're up $286 now. Let's keep this going. We're currently up $900 on the day at this moment. $900 on the day. Letting this one continue to fall. Low of the day, 886.99. Can we keep on cracking? We're definitely seeing that momentum shift. This is all happening because of the crack of the wedge. I'm gonna take my gains right here. $210. And now I'm up $815 over on this play. All done live, all in person, all right here in front of you. Looking for the 890 crack. Here comes 890 again. There we go. You can see I just jumped in, only up $60, and now $200. Starting to go on down towards some new lows here.